La 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 la. La 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 la. My Sherry adore pretty. Oh, we're live. Never mind. I'm not gonna sing that anymore. Well, good morning, everybody. I hope this day finds everybody doing well. And right now, you know what time it is. It is time for the weather outside this morning. The temperature outside right now at 7 o'clock or 7:05 in the morning on this Wednesday morning, the first day of April, is 67 degrees. That's right, 67 degrees. Now, for the rest of the day, the weatherman said mixed clouds with sun this morning, scattered throughout the day. Okay, high today 86 degrees, wind south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. Okay. On tonight, 38% chance of precipitation. Isolated thunderstorms during the evening, mainly clear skies after midnight. Of course, I won't be looking at the sky after midnight probably, so I won't be able to tell if they're clear skies or not. I won't really make a difference. Low 61 degrees, winds light and variable. Chance of rain tonight, 40%. Let me see what else is going on here. Okay, on tomorrow, it's supposed to be like a 8% chance of precipitation, sunny along with a few afternoon clouds, but other than that, pretty nice. 87 degrees on tomorrow, so that's what the weatherman says. Right now, I'm the weatherman, so that's okay. So that's good. Wind southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Precipitation today, 35% chance going to rain. Pollen is very high. Air quality is moderate, 66 out of 100 points, and the UV index is high, and that's what happens when the sun comes out. The UV index gets high because we wouldn't have a UV index if there wasn't a sun. Okay, so I'm just saying that's why it's kind of high. I mean, we always the day we don't have UV index, it's going to be a bad day for all of us. Okay, I'm just telling you that's just the way life rolls. Okay. Okay, so again, right now, if you're just now getting up out of bed, it is 65 degrees outside this morning, high today of 86 degrees with a low tonight of 61 degrees. So now that I've given you your weather, what's next? You know what's next, right? You know what's next. Okay. But I got to come up with a new. I'm going to come up with a new song for the show at some point in time. Me and AI's got to get together and like figure this out. How are we going to do this? Okay, we're going to do something. Haven't exactly figured out what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. Okay. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to ride sunshine.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginnings for you and me, 'cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done.
It's time for our day spread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. But either way, it's good for the soul. All right, we got to go through this every morning because we need it. We do. Because today, I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I am. I know I'm going to make them mad. Sorry about that, but that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. I mean, I'm a nice guy most of the time, but this morning, I'm taking the gloves off. but not before our daily bread. So, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. And again, if you're just now joining us, it's 65 degrees outside. So it's doing pretty good. It's not raining yet, but there may be some rain today. Okay? But even if there is rain today, who really cares? You're still here. Okay. So we'll be back after this verse of our daily bread. So we'll be back.
Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every trial with lessons wrapped tight, in every shadow you are my light. Thank you, Lord.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled A Wise Builder, was written by Linda Washington. Sojourner Truth, whose birth name was Isabella Baumfree, was born a slave in 1797 in Esopus, New York. Though nearly all her children were sold as slaves, she escaped to freedom in 1826 with one daughter and lived with a family who paid the money for her freedom. Instead of allowing an unjust system to keep her family apart, she took legal action to regain her small son, Peter, an amazing feat for an African-American woman in that day. Knowing she couldn't raise her children without God's help, she became a believer in Christ and later changed her name to Sojourner Truth, to show that her life was built on the foundation of God's truth. King Solomon, the writer of Proverbs 14, declares, "The wise woman builds her house. In contrast, one without wisdom tears hers down." This building metaphor shows the wisdom God provides to those willing to listen. How does one build a house with wisdom? By saying only what is helpful for building others up. How does one tear down? Proverbs 14 gives the answer: a fool's mouth lashes out with pride. Sojourner had a secure fortress in a turbulent time, thanks to the wisdom of God. You may never have to rescue your children from an injustice, but you can build your house on the same foundation Sojourner did, the wisdom of God. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Proverbs 14, verses 1 through 3, 26 through 27, and verse 33. The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands the foolish one tears hers down. Whoever fears the Lord walks uprightly, but those who despise him are devious in their ways. A fool's mouth lashes out with pride, but the lips of the wise protect them. Now picking up at verse 26. Whoever fears the Lord has a secure fortress, and for their children it will be a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. And now verse 33. Wisdom reposes in the heart of the discerning, and even among fools she lets herself be known. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we pray that you would make us wise as we build our values, goals, and objectives on a foundation based on biblical truth. When the difficulties of life come, we can know without a doubt that you are our source of all wisdom and truth, and that you will be faithful to lead us through. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
righty now. Time to rise and shine. God bless you. No, young folks. It used to be young folks. I remember. Good morning, Jarhead. Time to rise and shine. Good morning, John. What's that to do? Yeah. Good morning, anyway. All right, then. Okay, that's enough. We good. Okay, where my picture at? I gotta put my pretty face on the screen. Okay. Oh no, get that thing out of my face right there. Okay, let's remove that for the time being. Let's get rid of that right there. Okay, so let's okay. Thanks for the stars. I never got any, so I haven't figured out what that actually means. Um, well, John, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That we need that. Uh, Dr. Joe, are you serious? I mean, okay, we need to do some investigation, some investigation on that what you just wrote, what you wrote up there about somebody being caught up in a drug thing. I mean, come on, not our people, not our people. Okay, I just know that's almost a impossibility. Okay, now let me let me go to where I have been chomping at the bits since yesterday uh, to talk about this. Okay, and I know this is I'm going to upset some people. Okay, now see, I didn't know any. Okay, now I don't know anything about this. This is my first of hearing this, so let us make sure that we are absolutely correct. Because I went to WSFA and I didn't see anything on their website or anything like that. Nothing in the news. So I mean, you would think that if something like that happened, um, you, you know, um, that it would be all over the news. I mean, we the school board system, the school system is something we love talking about. Okay, so I don't think they would hide that out or anything like that. So we'll see, we'll see. 'Cause again, I haven't heard. My sources have not called me or left me a text or anything like that saying anything like that happened. So let us make sure, because one thing about this business is that who was the guy, Bobby Womack or somebody said, listen, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Okay, so I'm just saying, I don't know. We need to do some investigation um, before we run with that. Okay, but having you and again, the views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily mine, but that of the general audience that that feels like comment. Okay, it's not mine, but it's freedom of speech. So I guess we have rights. But again, we're going to make sure that because if something like that had happened, I mean, we would see this on the news. I mean, and I'm sure you and I aren't the only one that been well. You haven't been the only one that have been that has been shall we say advised of such a thing if it did happen. I mean, I know you're important, but you're not that important. Okay, I'm just saying we might want to slow a roll on that one and see what happens. Okay, okay. Oh well, I listen. I ain't putting no disclaimer on the Facebook page because I listen. That's not what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. So and listen, if you want to put a disclaimer on a page around here, you might want to go to Montgomery Uncut and see some of the things that they write over there. Oh yeah, let's see. And Montgomery needs a new mayor. You need to go over there and tell them to put a disclaimer. But I don't think you have to put a disclaimer in. That is this is not FCC. This is internet, and hey, listen, it's all good. you can you can pretty much say it. You can say the president walking down the street butt naked. Ain't nobody walking down the street at all. But you can say it. 'Cause that's your right to say it. So, but I just want to let people know that what day is it? Oh crap. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. You got me. You got me, Gary. On that. You got me on that. Okay. I forgot. It's April Fool's Day. Okay. 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 You got me. Most people. Okay. I'm a lot wiser than that sometimes, but you get me. Okay, then. All right, then. You got me. Okay. And I was, well, well, here's something that's got nothing to do with April Fool's Day. And because I love you guys so much, I was offered a job in radio the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, um, in New Mexico. Now, I turned it down because I don't speak Spanish. Okay. But I did the resume in Spanish just for the hell of it because I wanted to see if anybody was actually reading it. And they called a brother back. Now I didn't put no picture on it because they would have known, they would have saw that I was a dark Spanish guy. And so, they didn't go to the Facebook, but they asked me to send in an air check and all that stuff, and I did. So they was gonna hire a brother. But I don't want to go to Mexico. I don't want to go to New Mexico. I don't even like old Mexico that much. So again, almost, but no cigar. Now, what are we going to talk about this morning? We're going to talk about something this morning that absolutely it infuriates me that we have representatives. Goodbye. Camila, what would you do without me? Seriously, what would you do? What y'all do in the morning without me here? Come on now. But let's talk about something seriously here. Serious here. One of the biggest, and we're going to talk about this Senate bill. Is it 298, 398, whichever one? Senate bill 298. Now, I will say one thing which kind of disturbs me about this, about what the Republicans did yesterday. There was no debate. The Democrats didn't get a chance to say anything, and I think that was un-American. Okay, un-American. If let the issue stand on its own, and if it cannot survive the rigorous, the rigorous debate over the issue, then maybe y'all should take it back and redo it again. Well, it is, New Mexico is part of the United States. That's true. But since we got the rest of Mexico already in the United States, we need to change the name. But anyway, we're going to leave that alone. If your bill, and Senator Barfoot, shame on you. If your bill cannot stand a rigorous debate from both sides, then put it back in the drawer. But when you stifle the opinion of your colleagues and the Republicans, okay, and again, I always say I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. Fair is fair. What's not fair, what's right is right. I think the other side, if they can make the argument, the other side needs a shot at it also. I think what you guys did yesterday, at least from what I'm told, what you did yesterday, is a shame and a disgrace, and it goes against everything America stands for. If you cannot stand the rigorous debate, then doggone it, then you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. So if anybody knows Senator Barfoot, tell him I'm ticked off right about now. Not that it really matters, but tell him I am anyway. Because, there's an election coming up, right? Okay, there's an election coming up. Okay, and I think in the interest of fairness, though, the Republicans should have allowed some Democrats to give their side. Now, let me get on the other side right quick. You know, most of us who have got some age on us or who have been to school, John, again, the philosophy, what they did went against their own philosophy, and it's about fair debate, an exchange of ideas between the opposite parties. At least that's what I thought. Why that thing keep covering my face up? Well, my face don't look that good. No, it. Well, I need a taller chair. Is what I actually need. I'm thinking I'll get one of those next week so I can set a little higher. But anyway, so again, philosophies are man-made, which means they are subject to the whims of man. Okay. Okay. They subject to the whims of man, and men are not perfect. Okay. But however, what they did yesterday certainly goes against the principles of what I thought the Republican Party stood for. If the Democrats are wrong, if they are wrong, it should be easy to show that in your argument, not to shut people up or shut people down without giving them an opportunity. But on the other side of this thing, too, the optics don't look good. Okay, I'll put it to you that way. The optics don't look good at what happened yesterday. But here's something else. There have been many cases where we've had soldiers surrounded by the enemy, and somehow, by the mighty hand of the good Lord, they came through it. Well, Democrats, it's time to stop whining. It is time to be men. Look between your legs and see what you got. And if you're a woman, well, y'all got something different. But the men, y'all need to get a set. Okay? I'm seriously, you need to get a set. All this whining about they this and it's too many of them and it's too many of that and it's too many of this and they just won't let us get up there and say nothing and blah 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 blah. I'm going to ask you Democrats the same thing that Sean Connery asked. Who was that guy that played on The Untouchables? What was his name? What was his name? Dr. Joe. You remember The Untouchables? Kevin Costner. Before he went through the door, Sean Connery in the movie asked Kevin Costner a very important question, which somebody need to ask those whining Democrats sometimes the same question. Okay? Whining all the time. Just whine. Anybody remember the question that Sean Connery asked Kevin Costner before he went in that door and tried to put those people in jail for gambling, whatever, in Chicago? Anybody know the question? Anybody know? Oh, listen. Listen. I'm not saying that you're wrong about that. Okay, I'm not saying you're wrong about that either. Trump's not God; he's not always right. But one thing about it, he always trying to get his agenda approved, and I ain't mad at him for that. Okay. However, what did Sean Connery ask Kevin Costner before he went into that thing? Because this is what I'm going to ask the Democrats all over the country, but mainly right here in Alabama, because this is where I happen to live. You remember that? Somebody remembers what they asked them. Come on now, because that's going to make that's going to be the essence of this show today. Okay, the question that he asked them. Now, as soon as you I knew somebody knew the answer. What are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do? I'm so tired of hearing y'all walking around with your tail between your legs like a beat whooped ass puppy. Okay? Okay? Matter of fact, you might as well put the LGBT flag on your back sometimes because you act like women. Okay, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong being a woman. But women are nurturers and sometimes they wanna they take Johnny when he gets beat up by the bully and wipes his nose and all that stuff. See, Dad would say, you better take your tail back out there and fight. Even if you lose, you fight. Because even if you lose the fight, they'll never mess with you again. So here's my question today. I'm so tired of hearing the Democrats whine about there's more of them than it is of us. So what? Are you guys telling me, Kenyatta, Tashina, Penny, Hatcher, are you guys telling me? And I'm not a Democrat, but I love to see a good fight. And that doesn't necessarily a physical fight. It could be a fight of ideology. You guys put it on the table and think it's supposed to work by itself. Okay. When is the last time y'all were ready to go to jail? Because me, if I'm up there yesterday and you don't let me say nothing, I'm saying something anyway. I don't care if the sergeant at arms got to take me out. I'm saying something anyway. And I won't shut up until they drag me out of there or the TV cameras are gone, whichever comes first. Y'all are the biggest whining piece of crap party I ever seen. And everything ain't about race, although I will admit to you, it does seem often that's race, but that's only because black folks have put themselves in a position that every time they go to fight, they don't fight. And every time they go to vote, they vote one way. So why in the hell would we do that? 98% of us vote for the Democrats. And when the Democrats lose, the first thing they want to say is about race. It's about ideology. Okay? So here's the question. What are you prepared to do? What are you guys prepared to do? Are you prepared to go down to the governor's office or the speaker or lock the speaker in his office? Lock him in his office. Because hell, if he ain't doing nothing for you anyway, you might as well lock him in his office. Do what you have to do. Fight. You know? And if the price was right, or if the consequences were so hell, I'd get in the ring with Mike Tyson. Wouldn't last long, but I'd get in there. Simply Dave, what's going on?
Well, Mayor, you hit the old nail with a hammer right on the head. I mean, whining is whining, no matter who does it. But when the Democrats are in charge and they want to drop bombs on 7 different countries, like President Obama did, there was no whining.
No.
When they see, they're the party of deflection. They do things and then deflect when the other party does it. And President Obama and President Biden both used the pen for executive orders, numerous executive orders. But when the other party does it, they whine. And it just whine when you're doing it. So there's some equal. And it's just like all this No Kings movement.
I know. What a bunch of whiners.
And why don't these Democrats every weekend, every night in Chicago and in these major cities, there's multiple shootings and killings. Why don't they have a no killing
march
weekend?
Yeah.
A march. And when these Hollywood elites stand up there and bash the United States, they live off of what this country provides. They have multiple homes. They have multiple vehicles. they make movies about killing, murdering, raping, and strangulation, but that's okay. But when a federal agent takes action using one of the guns that they make movies about, killing, raping, murdering, they whine about that. And as you said, they are the party of whiners, of deflection, and just be equal. Just, have a sense of fairness. When you're in there, whine about, and now they said they want to bring, President Trump up on war crimes. Well, they didn't say anything about when President Obama dropped bombs on 7 different countries. There was no whining then. There was no wanting to bring him up.
Right. As a matter of fact, most Americans don't know he did it.
No. It's because the news media, the fair and objective reporting of news that used to go on in this country when you were growing up and I was growing up, that's gone. And it's just like when a U.S. citizen is murdered, thrown in front of a subway, stabbed to death while waiting to catch a bus to go to work, there'll be 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds on the national media about it. But you let some blue-haired protester trying to block a federal operation, committing a federal felony, they'll spend hours talking about it. It's just to the point where you can't listen to the news because they go on and on and on, and they whine and they whine and they whine about the king. But when their party's in power and in control, and they bomb 7 different countries, there is no whining. You don't even know about it. You don't even hear about it. Have a good day, Mayor.
All right, and you're absolutely right. You're seriously absolutely right. And again, and I know that I'm going to take a little heat for this one, but you know what? I don't care. In Alabama, the Black Democratic Party in the legislature are not willing to fight to win. They fight to have an argument. They don't fight to win. They just don't. I just want to know. Just somebody just tell me. Because if I'm wrong, I'll get down here right now and do 10 push-ups. If I'm wrong, has there been? I've been here since 1991. How many years is that? That's 30. I've been here half my life. Okay, so that's 30 something years. Okay, 35 years, 34 years, something like that. Has there been one significant regulation bill put forth that will change the paradigm for everybody, especially Black folks in Alabama? Because we the biggest whiningest people in this state. So has anybody even put forth a bill that will change things? I mean, legitimately change things. Not another government program. Not more SNAP or things. Okay, now I ain't talking about making unemployment, because that unemployment check, I mean, it's better than nothing, but not much better than nothing. Okay, so you lose your job around here, hell, you and if you get unemployment, still like getting nothing. Okay, I don't know what makes them think $125 a week can help a brother make a living. But has anybody heard of anybody, any representative trying to up that so people can actually temporarily, if they lose their job due no fault of their own, that they can survive for a little while? No. Again, I'm gonna tell you what Scott Beason said. I agree with him. The Democrats are not wrong. about a lot of things. Okay, but where they are wrong is the biggest thing, and that is the remedy. Because the remedy certainly is not whining. Okay, the remedy is everything is not about race. It is about philosophy. I stick with the Republican philosophy most of the time because it is the best remedy. Okay, for a lot of our things. Another government program is not a remedy. It is a temporary patch. It's like putting a Band-Aid on an artery cut. Okay, it don't do you much good. Okay, I mean, I'm so tired of hearing this crap. I don't know. And again, what are they willing to do? Okay, what are they willing to go to the governor's door and not be moved? Let the state patrol move them out of there and fight for the people they say they represent. No, they're not. Are they willing to, like Lowell Barron did, are they willing to just go there and knock the hell out of somebody because you know they're lying? Are they willing to do that? No, they're not. Are they willing to chain themselves to the doors of the chamber? Are they willing to keep talking? I don't give a crap how many times that son of a gun hit that gavel against the thingamajig. Are you willing to do that? What the hell are they willing to do? Except whine. Okay? And here's somebody, well, you know, fighting is uncultured. Tell that to the Tuskegee Airmen. Tell that to the people who line Arlington Cemetery about fighting is uncultured. It is unsophisticated. Sometimes it's the only way to win a battle. Okay, so tell that to them. Tell that to the triple nickel. Tell that to all the people who fought for a country that didn't even give them hardly any rights whatsoever. But they knew in order to win, you can't win sitting on your hands. You have to fight. Okay, you have to fight. And sometimes that means physically fight. You got to do it. Okay? And back in the day, if we came home and the bully was messing with us, we better not go home talking about that bully messed with me, and I you got your butt whooped again and sent out back to the bully. Okay, so I'm just telling you, with $35 trillion in debt, it ain't my debt. What happened to the fiscal conservative? I'm with you on that one, but. When was the last time anyone mentioned our national debt? We don't care about the national debt. The poor people been in debt their whole lives. That's why it's not a big issue to us, to the poor folks. Okay, it ain't our money. It's their money. When we give it to them, it's their money. Okay, and your children's children better get a job. Better learn how to do something that's gonna make them a living. Okay, and I'm still trying to figure out who the hell we owe. Can somebody tell me who we owe this $35 trillion to? I mean, if we don't, we just got to print some more money, okay? I mean, I know the economics of printing money. It's kind of like theoretically, it makes it less. It has less worth. I got that. But who do we owe $35 trillion to? I mean, really, who do we owe it to? I don't owe it. I mean, it ain't my. Nobody's ever asked me about spending a dime of that money, so it's not my money. Somebody else's money, ain't not mine. You know, I mean, right now, so I don't know. But most of us, we don't care about $35 trillion. To me, when you say $35 trillion, you might as well say, "Hey, the guy owes me $35." Okay. Well, hey, Greg, I'm with you. I'm with the Democrats on this one. Though, spend the money. We spend the money on everything else. Okay, everything else. Okay, I'm just saying. What happened to the physical then when Elon Musk when Elon Musk was slashing all the fraud and waste? Oh, they got rid of him. Yeah, he was trying to get rid of it, but that's okay. But the bottom line is this: what are you willing to do? Democrats in Montgomery, I mean, we got a local legislation here, and we don't have home rule, but we got people who live in the home, and that's us. Every time the Democrats lose, they come back and tell, well, we lost because there was too many of them. Well, you tell that to the soldiers, sailors, and airmen, marine who have fought the battles, who have died, giving their lives sometime to the last man. You tell that to them. You sometime when you ever get a chance, if you guys get a chance, go to Arlington and look at those white marble things in the ground with everybody's name on it, who couldn't say, ooh, there was too many of them. They fought anyway. Do we have any Democrats with any balls, especially the black ones? And here's another thing. They come back here and, well, we okay, do what Alvin did. Alvin said, y'all come on out. Come on out. But I didn't know anything about the other day when the people, when the preachers got together and talked about SB 298. SB 298, first of all, this would never come up. This whole issue would never come up if we wasn't getting our folks killed every day in Alabama, in Montgomery. Forget RSF, Montgomery. It would have never come up if we could keep our policemen here. The question is, why were they leaving so fast? Why were they leaving so fast? Okay, and again, there's some things that standing right in front of us that we won't pay attention to that we know is the truth. Okay, fraud and waste. Listen, they know where it is. Okay, they know where it is. When we got a congressman, black, white, Democrats, and Republicans, who can go to Congress broke and come back worth millions of dollars on a $174,000 a year job. Okay, unless they took it up lately. Again, what are we willing to do? And I'm telling you, the answer is not a damn thing. Okay, except come back with their tail between their legs. You know, if I had a dog that I kept around to protect the house, and every time a car ran down the street or somebody walked down the street, that dog crawls underneath the house. You know what I do with that dog? Yeah, I cut him loose. I let him go. He's not serving me at all. Okay. So if every time the Republicans raise their head, the Democrats go hide under someplace and talk about it's too many of them. No, you fight them. Ideology. You fight the ideology first. But if that don't get it, then you walk up to one of them and knock them out. Okay, that's what you do. Okay, but we don't have those kind of people. So the question is, what are you willing to do? And the question is, they're not willing to do much. I've been here 35 years. The same, and these guys come to work for 90 days a year and only get past what's good for them. And they leave town. And I got to tell you, I don't think most of us would even know it was legislative time unless somebody if it didn't hit the news, we wouldn't know about it. And most of us don't know the bills, okay? And I don't know how they communicate. You know, most of us are working, okay? We work. We don't have time to go on Allison and all that stuff. We don't have an office job where we can sit there and on one of our computer screens put Alice in there and do research while we're working. We're working hard. We're cutting grass. We're working in Mickey D's. We're doing manual labor jobs. You know, we're doing all kinds of things. We ain't got time to sit there. And then when we do get off work because of the high-ass taxes we got to pay, we're too tired to go home and look up anything. That's why we have representatives. That's why we have people who supposedly represent our interests. whatever interest that is. Now it seems like to me the only people representing their people's interest is the Republicans. Okay, I mean they seem to be representing their folks pretty good. That's why they can stay in office forever because theoretically they are doing what they have been sent to do. But I'm so sick and tired of these folks. And I've been trying to get Hassel to come on for a couple of years now since he won't come on. Tashina Morris they have sworn me off, okay? Because it's easy to go places to answer questions that you don't have to answer. It's easy to do it, okay? Like a $10 billion education fund. And all the money in the education fund does not go toward education. And every time I ask someone, where does the rest of the money go? Nobody can tell me the answer. Well, we don't know. Oh, so it's a slush fund. It's a fund where y'all can use and go any direction you want to. Okay? I'm just saying. $10 billion education fund. The state of Alabama, its operating budget is $3 billion. Now I realize that they give money to RSA and all these people. What they get $400 million a year, whatever the case may be. So it's kind of hard to fail when you're getting guaranteed money from the taxpayers. Kind of hard to fail on that. But again, I'm going to give the Republicans credit. It seems to me they're taking care of their folks. Okay. So I'm just asking the question. I'm tired of Democrats, especially the black ones, whining about, well, there's too many of them. Well, you tell that to some people in them graves up there in Arlington Cemetery or in the military cemetery here about people who found themselves overpowered. They found themselves in a bad way, and they gave the ultimate sacrifice for this nation, for us. They couldn't say, they can't say it's too many of them. Oh, well, there's one of our council, our representatives now. Good morning, Kenyatta.
Hey, good morning.
Can
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay. Well, let me say this. I want to get something clear with you, Kev.
Okay, let me hear it.
Let me say this. You know, I heard that you said that the Democrats don't fight.
They don't.
Now, I promise. Wait, hold on. I promise you, when being in a super minority, we don't have a vote. All we can do is fight. And we fight. It's stuff that you have not seen because of the fact that we fought not to be on the calendar, to be voted on. We have discussions with our colleagues across the aisle, and we're fighting this bill right now with this police takeover bill. We had press conferences. We have been talking to our constituents, and we got to fight now in the House, but we get shut out a lot of things because we don't have, like, I'm calling you now telling you that we're fighting this police takeover bill. It's in the House. It's in committee today. You'll see if you come to the State House, Kevin, you'll see us fighting that there in committee. You're going to see us fighting on the floor. You're going to see us fighting everywhere. Every entity that we have been fighting. And did you not see the press conference?
I saw it.
That we had a couple of days ago?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. These are ways that you fight stuff. This is ways that we try to get the public to know what's going on. We had a lot of people to come to the State House to see, or come to the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it was, did you know, they didn't even allow the Democrats to even speak.
Why didn't you speak anyway? Why didn't you speak anyway?
No, so by rule you can't speak.
Yeah,
you got allowed
the rule,
on the floor.
And that's the problem. I ain't talking about the rule.
No,
Why didn't you speak anyway?
No, listen. No, I'm talking about you're not even allowed to speak on the floor on the bill. But right after that, he spoke. He got Senator Hatcher had 20 minutes to speak on the legislation. He got the 20 minutes. He spoke on the 20 minutes. Let's talk about those moments. Let's talk about the moments when he had a press conference after that to speak on it. Let's talk about when he go to his constituents and talk about it, talk about this bill, how bad it is and how it was unnecessary. We're taking every entity that we have to speak against this bill, what we have, which is very limited. Now, this is my thing. This is what's so hard about even sharing this on your show is because of the fact that you say these comments and not utilizing or maximizing what we're doing that we are limited to. Speak on that.
How long?
Speak on when we do talk about it.
Let me ask you, how long have you guys known about this bill?
The bill. He introduced the bill late. It was probably what? About 3 weeks ago.
So they didn't.
And we started talking about it then. But the bill. But the bill was not in. The bill was not on the calendar. The bill was not even. Wouldn't even talk. It came out in a late moment. Let me say this. This is what's unheard of. So the techniques that the colleagues on the opposite side use, the Republicans use, we'll get a calendar, the regular order calendar, and that calendar might have 25 bills on it, right? And so right when we come in the chamber, they might have what we call a special order calendar. That calendar changed, and they'll put a bill on there that's controversial. So we don't have time to. We don't have who we're going to call. Now we're trying to fight the bill. We're getting ready for this new bill that's on the calendar that we didn't know was on the calendar. We get notified about this particular bill that's going to be put on the calendar. We didn't get it's almost 700 bills that get introduced. And when the rules or the pro tem or the speaker put these bills on the calendar and that change at the last minute, we don't have time, and that's a technique.
Okay,
and let me just say this before you make your statements, Kevin. Let me say this: Educate yourself first. You understand? Ask questions about why didn't we hear about this bill? We didn't hear about this bill in an earlier time because of the fact that it went on the calendar to talk about. There's a lot of bills that's very controversial. It's a lot of bills that's very controversial
let me ask you
that's been introduced.
Yeah. Let me just ask a question. Here's my problem. Are you telling me with that big old Constitution down there and all the rules of the legislative houses, both houses right there, that there's no rule out there at all that you guys can not deal? You can let you. So if the Speaker of the House says bring it forth, then they have to bring it forth.
They got to bring it forth. Absolutely.
Oh, so why didn't we know?
So you have the Constitution and you got those rules. So the rules might change. Let me give you one example. It's 5 Democrats, it's 2 Republicans in our local delegation. You got 1 Republican senator and you got 1 Democratic senator. Mm-hmm. So the majority of we're the majority in the Montgomery delegation. Like I said, 1 Democrat, 1 senator. If we pass a bill that we like in the Montgomery delegation, we have the majority in Montgomery. But guess what? The 2 Republicans stop our majority by rule. So watch this. Even if it passes the House, if it passes the House and that Republican don't like it, that 1 Republican can stop what we doing and we got the majority. The bill dies.
Okay, so you're and listen, I understand the procedural rule, but here's my problem. Are you willing to go to the governor's office and not be moved? Are you willing to sit there and
wait? The governor? You said
whoever?
Wait, you said what now?
Are you willing to change the
doors? The governor has.
I understand. She just. I got.
No, so let me tell you. No. Let me say this. No. The governor has no control over those rules. That's through the legislature. That's the executive branch. So we're the legislative branch.
It's a symbolic move.
Let me share this with you too.
It's
the rules.
Move.
The rules. So let me say this. Like I want to introduce a bill for the delegation. You got 1 Republican senator. You got 1 Democratic senator. If it's a split vote, it should go back down to the House. Now that's a bill, and it should be voted through the House without the rule of the 2 Republicans who can stop our local delegation, and it work on both sides. We're the only and we're the only Democratic committee that's in the state house. And what's so crazy about it is we still, by that rule that we have in the House or in the state house on the legislative side, is we still can they still can stop our stuff. We have to dance with the Republicans to try to be effective as possible. I ran for office. I got in office to be effective, but they put you in a corner. They put you in a corner where you have to respond in a way to because when you fight for what you're trying to do, and I never want to hurt the citizens of Montgomery. We ran for office to be effective, but with the Republicans, how they have such a supermajority power that even the majority don't have power in our Montgomery delegation. And so we can't run to the governor's office. She can't.
Yeah, well,
the governor's office,
right.
whoever in that seat cannot make those changes.
I was merely using the governor's office as a means of symbolic protest. Are you guys willing to do a sit-in? Don't leave. Stay there until you get. I mean, there are things you can do to fight. And obviously, the regular rules are not helping you guys.
Kevin, let me say this. You're not going to name one thing that we have not already done.
You ain't had a sit-in since I've been here. I've been here 34 years. Ain't nobody had a sit-in down there since I've been here.
Yes, you have. We had legislators. This was even before mine because I did a walkout. I wanted to do a walkout. But let me tell you this, and the leadership told me this. They said, Kenyatta, we did that. But it's different now because they have a quorum without us. They can conduct business without us. And the leadership told me this. They said, if you walk out, they're going to conduct business, and your people, you still got to fight for your people. And you can't walk out to sit in. It won't matter. The sit-in we walking out. It don't stop anything.
Okay. Well,
so the goal is this. Let me tell you what. We all have a responsibility.
Right.
You have a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
The people responsibility, and of course, we got a responsibility. And what we got to do, we have to flip and win seats in the House. We have to find a way to get more people that's in the House, so we can have when we walk out, it is effective. If we can have a sit-in, it is effective. We have to educate all the people in the state of Alabama. We have and let me see what we're doing, but we need resources. I ask you a question: how much money have you given to support candidates in races? How many times you walk in the neighborhood? How many times, regardless of what side? Yeah. Regardless of what side, this is what needs to be discussed on your show.
But I actually have given.
Don't attack the people. Well, not just giving, but how many doors you knocked on and say, hey, please get out and vote on either side. I need you to get out and vote. We have a 30% or 35% on both sides turnout in voting. Mm-hmm. And we get, and what happens when you have that, you have a super majority arrogance come with that. And when the arrogance come with it, we come with bills like this. And my thing is, we have to educate people, and they hurt everybody. It's not just a Democrat, Republican. When you have such an arrogance, when you become super majority, become such an arrogance, and we get these bills, man, and we need people to use your platform to say, hey, you know what, get out and vote, support our elected officials.
Wait a minute. You guys need to
come criticize.
But you guys need to come out more. You got these platforms, but you don't. You go over to Roscoe Station. You know, I've been asking you to come on the air for a few years now and explain these things, and you didn't come.
Kevin, tell your listeners right now why, and be completely honest, why I told you I wasn't coming back on your show. Be honest about it. What did I? What? Well, it's the same. It's the same thing.
So many reasons I can't remember.
It was one main reason. The one main reason, Kevin, is you didn't tell me the truth. You gave me your word and you took back your word.
On what?
And that was the reason why. No, Kevin. Yeah. I want to go. We just leave that alone. Let's talk about.
Because I certainly don't remember that.
Well, matter of fact. I remember it vividly. I remember it. And I told you that. Every time I told you that, Kevin, I'm not coming back on this show because you gave me your word and you went back on your word. And that was it. And yes, I have been on Roscoe's show. I've been on a lot of shows.
Which is good.
But this particular show is because of the fact that, like I said, Nobody went back on their word on me. But
I don't know, Kenyatta, you can say it publicly, whichever it was, because I don't ever remember doing that.
Kelvin, I told you my time was limited.
Right.
And I asked you, I said, Kelvin, I don't have time to do a call in, take a call. I said, my time is limited. You say, all right, man, I give you just 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. I said, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And you said you would not take a call. I said, I don't have time to take a call because I was in my place of destination because it was a last minute call to be on your show. Soon as I responded to your question, you said, let's take a call. And I get caught up in this call.
Well, it was
and,
a talk
and
show.
that was
it was a talk show.
No, but no. Well, it is a talk show. It was a talk show between me and you because that was the agreement that you and I made. So, and I don't like to be set up in that way because I was limited in time. I couldn't respond the way I wanted to respond to the particular caller.
But you had opportunities since then, man. For years, you've been there for a couple.
No.
Okay, but I hear you.
I've been in your show twice. I've been in your show twice. I think 2 or 3 times.
No, there ain't been no 3 times.
But no, I didn't appreciate. Let me say this: I didn't appreciate that at all. I don't think nobody that's been on your show, if you said, "Well, I won't take a call. Just make a statement." I don't think nobody would appreciate you giving back on your word on that.
I may have been caught up in the moment, but don't you think that's kind of juvenilistic because you took a call on the talk show?
No, not at all. Because I don't know what would be the next thing.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what to happen next. You can, I tell you this. I tell my kids when I teach leadership, small goals lead to bigger accomplishments. If you do this now, what's going to be the next thing you're going to do? So I try to nip it in the bud quickly. Oh. So it's not juvenile at all.
Well,
it's just that
it kind of
you gave your word.
I don't remember that.
That's your opinion.
But if you
it was impressive to me, and I remember it, and that's the reason. Oh. That's the reason at all. But let's I got to get off this call now. But let me just say this.
Yeah.
The listeners need to hear this now. We're fighting this bill. It doesn't make sense. Aaliyah itself don't have enough staff to conduct the business they need to conduct. And to try to intervene in any city, we need them on the state highways. We need more state troopers now. And we don't have enough state troopers now. According to this legislation, they can't, I think it's 0.9%. Montgomery's police department is 0.18%. Don't quote me on those numbers. I'm trying to remember this. I don't have my notes. Where and then you got Barfoot saying, I'm going to give Huntsville breathing room because Huntsville is very close, very, very close with the requirement of this legislation. Mm-hmm. So he changed the legislation to take Huntsville of it. Right. If this is a law enforcement problem, you're targeting one area, and I want to know, with the growth that we have been having with our police officers, with the sentence that's been there, and everything that we're doing. Let's use Birmingham for an example. Birmingham created an incentive of $10,000, to hire police officers. So they had 100% with that incentive. We increased ours. We have the highest incentive across the state at $15,000. Because you know where police officers come from? They come out of the community. That's where they come from. So when they're out of the community, Montgomery, the MPD in the city has done a great job. They even have in the high schools at Impact, they got a class there that give you almost like small training being a police officer, like they got with the fire department. So they're doing every effort to become a police officer in the city or in any type of law enforcement. But we do have law enforcement. We got Aaliyah that's taking our police officers and giving them. They're going to Aaliyah to become a state trooper. So. A lot of people that get in law enforcement say, hey, I got a police officer, then I want to be a sheriff, then I want to go be a state trooper. We have that. So the groundwork is always, that's every municipality. Because they want to get paid more money. But so what the police department, what MPD has done or the city has done, they increased the salaries of the police officers. But then what happened? The sheriffs increased their salaries or the state trooper increased their salaries. It's a lot of, and my point of saying all this, it's a lot of entities been involved.
It's a lot of moving parts. It's a lot of moving parts. Yeah, I
that's right.
I get that part. But my thing, and then after I'm let you go, but let me get this out the way. My problem with you got mostly is that we never hear about the loss until the loss is done. Okay, we never hear about the illusion until
which is not true.
Lost.
That's if you don't hear about it, you're under a rock, because we're always talking about it. As soon as it come to us and we hear about it, we automatically get on any platform that we have to have a discussion about it. When we go to political meetings, or when we go to our or create a town hall, or when we go to neighborhood shading meetings, we have these discussions.
Let me tell you, this is the only platform, not just me, only platform where you could be at home. You don't have to get in your car. You don't have to go any place. You can come right to your computer, to your phone, and listen to the representative. This is the only platform where you can do that. I don't have time to go to all these meetings. I could be at work listening to the Representative Kenyatta. I could be at school. I could be in my bus driving kids home. I could you guys spend a lot of time, I guess, going where the sugar's sweet, but this platform.
So what you're doing?
Reach anybody. I'm just telling you, you can reach
anybody. Which is not true either. You know, you got legislators who have their own podcast.
Well, that's true.
And so when they at home, they on their own podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
So they have their own network.
I know about.
So you're not the only one.
No, I don't mean.
You know,
you're not the only one. No, I don't mean this one. I mean the podcast platform is where. A radio platform is where I don't have to come to you. You come to me via the airways or to the podcast. I'm just saying, y'all need to make a round. I'm going on radio stations. It's great. You can get, but I'm telling you that I don't pay. I'm too busy working, too busy trying to find stuff out, doing that studying thing you're talking about, to worry about going to Allison or maybe I luck up and catch you guys over there on Roscoe or someplace like that. But what you guys don't do, come to a place that's uncomfortable. Come here or other places, because if you only go places where they all agree with you, want to pat you on the back, say you're doing a good job, you'll never know the truth.
Okay, yeah. All right, man. I'm just I hear you.
I ain't mad at you though. Don't get me wrong.
All right, you got that platform. All right, I appreciate your platform. You know, as long as you keep your word with me, I'll be on the platform all the time to have discussions. You know, because my goal is my goal is to get the information out, have a real discussion to inform people on how we need their help, and how we are fighting for the citizens of Alabama, especially here in Montgomery.
Well, my goal is I want to see a sit-in down here.
You know, and my thing is, well, you know, it's been to be at a sit-in to be effective. It's all about being effective.
Mm-hmm. That's
my goal. I think all of us, every time you saw the sit-ins that happened in the 60s and the 50s were effective because they had numbers and they had support. First of all, we got to make changes enough to have effective sit-ins. You know, we can scream and and there was a legislative when my first year in session, because I sit on Constitution Campaign and Elections, and he had a particular bill, and that would make it harder for people to vote. I mean, or he was trying to make it uncomfortable where you can't support a voter or give them water or can't bring them, picking people up to bring them. In a sense, it was something like this, so I can remember correctly. But and
well, you can bring your own water to vote. So at the time. Wait. That was about.
Well, no, hold on. No, let me. But hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
So what happened? He said it. He said, I don't care if you get 1 million people walk down Dexter. I don't care if nobody's here. This is going to pass, and it's going to pass because we have the numbers. It's going to pass. I don't care what you do. This is going to pass because we have the numbers. Mm-hmm. He said that on a microphone in a committee. And I was shocked.
Well, wait a minute.
Because
why didn't you let us know that?
People,
why didn't somebody let us know they said that? I don't know. I never heard of that.
But you didn't.
I never heard you say that.
Because you weren't listening. Because you weren't listening. I said it. Matter of fact, I believe I said it. I said it that one time I was on the second time I was on your show. I believe I said it. But you just probably don't remember it, Kevin.
Okay.
But it's all right. But my thing is, my thing is, I mean, yes, all right,
Well, let me ask you one question, though,
use,
because I know we got to go. But let me ask you a question, and I'm only asking the question not to be cynical, but are they smarter than we are?
when people vote against their own interests, you think that's smart?
No, I'm just asking you: are the Republicans smarter than the Democrats? There's got to be
answer that question. When
There's
people
got
vote
to be
against,
something you
when
can
people,
do.
when people vote against their own interests, is that smart?
Well, who's voting against their own interests?
Okay, do some research.
Yeah.
When you got people that's when you got people who's hurting in the grocery store, when you got people, we've been fighting to get the grocery tax done, completely taken away.
But all that's going to do is put the grocery tax someplace else. It's just going to put the grocery tax someplace else. So we might as well keep paying what we're paying.
Look, we need some. Well, no. Well, some people need to. People want to feed their kids regardless of something. Sure. Else. I mean, even if they take $5 a gallon out of their tank to put in their kids' food in their kids' mouth, and they feel like they got some relief. These are table issues that we're struggling with.
Listen, that's a Democratic story, right?
And so if the people say, look, let's get rid of this grocery tax, and this is what the people want, this is what they want to do, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what we should. Representative McClammy has been working hard to eliminate this. So you look look what happened. They took it from the Democrats. And now they implement it in a different way. They taking certain percentages off each time. So, over time, over a certain period. But now, will a tax increase somewhere else? That's possible. But who's doing it? Like any problems you see in the state, any issues you have in the state, who's in power? You have a super majority. Who's in power? When you see an issue right now in the state of Alabama, they have total control.
Well, again,
and how can you blame a Democrat for? Tell me, how can you blame a Democrat?
Because I don't think
in the state of Alabama.
I don't think the Democrats do a good job of disseminating that information. Because most of us are reasonable people. We won't vote against our own interests if we see that the other person is willing to take us by the hand and lead us on.
So,
do you think people would vote against?
Let me tell you. Let me say this. It is yes, because we are doing what you say we're not doing, and so when you go to a town hall mm-hmm. and you tell them that my colleagues on the other side are doing this, and you automatically be called a liar because you are a Democrat, mm-hmm. and you need to get your. I'm not gonna say it on your show, but get yourself out of here because who you are. This is what's happening across the state when you have a conversation, because this was said on a couple of shows on platforms. That's how I got it. And I went to that representative and I said, tell me what happened when you went to a town hall. He had to run out of there because he was threatened, because he wanted to share his issues of what's going on because people were voting against their own interests. And he had to run out of that town hall at a fire station.
What did he run for?
The town hall that he set up.
What did he run for?
His life was threatened.
So what?
His life was threatened.
Soldiers' life gets threatened every day. So what? Step there and fight. That's what I'm talking about. Be a man.
Oh, hey, look.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. That representative is a fighter, and he's been fighting a long time.
So that time he ran out.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
Before he hurt somebody, and let me be correct. Before he hurt somebody, he got out of there.
Okay.
Because I think any of us would defend ourselves from anybody because of ignorance, in a sense. Mm-hmm. Because you got some people, man,
isn't that you guys' fault not getting information out there so the people would know? I mean, everybody knows all the rap songs.
Let me say this. Yeah. Stop saying that. This is a reason we're getting the information out.
To where?
You understand what I'm saying? Don't say this. If you want to every media, just because you don't have enough coming on your show, that don't mean we're not trying to get the information out.
But
so you got to stop saying that. That is not true. That's a false. That is not true at all, Kevin. Okay. It's not true at all.
Okay.
Just say. Mm-hmm. You know what? This is what you need to say.
Yes.
Say it correctly.
Okay.
Will y'all please use my show more to get the word out? If you want that to happen, we can probably make that happen. But don't lie on us saying what we're not doing when it's not true. And I can't allow you to do that.
I don't
Because
know.
I see what the colleagues are doing.
Okay.
Well, like I said, you must be on the rock.
No. Listen.
But I see what the colleagues. I see what my colleagues are doing. I see
then
them
why
working hard.
isn't
We
it
got 46,000 people in the district.
right?
They got more than one platform.
Right. True.
You understand? You have to. You talking about it take resources, it take your time, it take a lot of our legislators who work.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of things that has to happen. So don't say you're not trying to get the information out. That isn't untrue. That's not true at all.
Well,
So we're working to do that. Now, if you can say, well, you know what, y'all guys open your platform up and say, hey, come use my show instead of saying what we're not doing.
Oh, okay.
And that's my point. And I gotta run.
All right.
I appreciate the time, but I got to get out of here.
I appreciate you taking your time. You should do this more often. That way we know what's going on. See you later.
Bye, man.
Yes. Now I will admit that I am not a expert or scholar on legislative procedures. I don't know anything about their rules. Look like to me they change the rules all the time down there anyway, depending on who's in charge, depending on which party has the majority. They change the rules all the time down there, so I don't really wouldn't know but I don't care to know. All I care about is results. That's what I care. I care about results. I couldn't. He was on the phone line. Dr. Joe, he was on the phone line, so I can't take but one call at a time on the phone line. So now if they come on the studio, then you can take as many calls as you want to. Let me see. What is my number here again? 521-2963. I thought I had it up there for a minute. Hello.
Hey there. What's going on?
Oh, not much. You've been listening, so you tell me.
Not much of anything. For a Negro that had to go, he sure stayed a long time. But he ain't the first person you lied to. But anyway, I think we need to.
Okay.
I think in the words of the great Negro president, you know what he said, right?
What did he say?
Elections have consequences. Hey, my thing is, what are y'all going to do when the Supreme Court rules you can't have jurisdictions based on race?
Oh, listen, I think it'd be the best thing that happened to us in a long time. That way we could stop. We could stop.
But tell me,
gerrymandering.
So much damn chatter about this law. What's wrong? What's the problem?
About the bill? Well, they think that.
Yeah, tell me what the problem is.
They believe that if they do what they talking about doing, it will take a lot of power from the mayor's office.
You got 5 years to hire police,
right?
Which you got money for, and you got the budget for. So what's the problem?
Again, I don't know what the big deal is.
You don't want to hire police? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I don't know.
So you don't even listen. You don't even look at what the thing said. It said.
I did read it. I got it right here. I did read it.
You already have the budget to hire them.
Right.
I guess we need more rap centers with Joe Reed's name on it or something, right?
Yeah. Well, again, I did read it last night.
We have money for the rap center, the new rap center, but we have millions of dollars to hire some company out of Chicago to come down here and put on skits or something and play midnight basketball. Don't we have that?
Well,
but you're making all this fuss about hiring police. You don't want to hire them. Is that say that? Say it. We don't want to hire police. Well, that's what you're fussing over.
Well, I can't say that. I don't know if they want to hire police.
Well, what are you fussing over then?
Well, I'm not fussing over it.
You are. You're fussing the whole damn morning about.
Yeah, but I'm talking to these people. I don't care what happens. Well, I mean, if we don't have enough policemen, it's only logical and reasonable that we find a solution to that issue. And if
we have a solution, you hire them. You got the money to hire them. The mayor said he got the money.
So then I guess that's
so hire them. You got 5 years to hire them.
Right, and I think that's reasonable. I don't have a problem.
And it was the funniest thing of all. He said that some people don't do what's in their best interest. Are you joking? Are you telling me black people they vote for their interests? Why do we have this mayor if black people will vote for their interests? Can you tell me?
Well, no. I mean,
Tell me what I won't get Willie Durham. Somebody call in. Tell me what's better. One thing better in the city of Montgomery since this mayor took over. Tell me what it is, and don't give me some crap about talking blah blah blah. One thing that's better.
I don't know. I can
I
say,
want a specific thing that is better than
well,
the
I
city
can
of
say,
Montgomery since he took
we're
over.
not worse. Okay, I can certainly say that. Nothing's got worse since he's been mayor. I think he's got some great ideas, but I will say one thing: if the local legislative body cannot pass anything that would help the city, then it is an impediment to any
What do
progress.
you mean all that BS? I just told you elections have consequences.
Well, I understand
I
that.
don't see anybody voting against what I feel is right.
Oh,
Now, why are we supposed to vote for? Why is Democrat idea supposed to pass? You didn't win.
well,
It's the same crap we heard under Obama.
ideas
Right?
are supposed to be uplift all the people, whether they're
What
Democrat or
ideas?
Republican.
Tell me the great ideas coming from the Democrat Party.
That don't have to take.
Give me an idea that they're pushing now.
That I'm gonna have to think. That's what I have to
See,
think.
you just talk. You just talk.
I'm gonna have to think about that.
Platitudes and everything else. But it's like this bill you're going on all morning, and you can't tell me what's wrong with the bill. They gave you 5 years to hire the police that you're already supposed to have.
I personally don't have any problem with the bill. I read it. I don't have any problem with the bill. I personally, but
Camilla, she's worried about Pike Road not having a police force. They're majority white now. They don't need them right away.
Oh, somebody said Fairview Avenue has been paved. I only took 30 years though. I mean, so come on.
Yeah. And that wasn't paved with Montgomery money. That was paid with federal dollars.
Oh, okay then. All right.
It's like the little mayor came on and took credit for billions of dollars for that crap from Selma to Montgomery, and come to find out the money was taken back.
Yeah.
But he's still taking credit for it.
Okay. Hey, appreciate it. Let me grab this other call right quick because I know you're gonna call back. Good morning, bud. Long time no hear from.
It is. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening, obviously, to the representative there. And it really piqued my interest when he was talking about a takeover of the MPD, basically. Would you agree?
Right. That's what they, or management.
Under this proposed law, there are only 2 cities in the entire state that a possible quote unquote takeover would be. One is Montgomery, predominantly black, correct?
Right.
The other one is Huntsville, predominantly white. Would you agree?
Right. But my understanding, before we get too far off the beaten, but my understanding, they put Huntsville in there so it wouldn't look like it was taking over only a black city. Because Huntsville, I think it's not. It's maybe 2 or 3 people that gets them in or out of the I think it's called Class 3. So that's a political move.
Class 3 is not designated by the state legislature.
Yeah.
It's based on the demographics that's established not by this law, but by the criteria to meet that. It's level 3, Class 3, whatever. That's been established many, many years. Okay. And it sounds to me like Huntsville is having the same problem as Montgomery, hiring and retaining police officers in order to fall into this domain of this proposed law. Would you agree?
I'm still cogitating on it.
Okay. Here's the deal. Let's just think back over the past, say, 18 months. Montgomery had a big-time crime problem, violent crime, perceived violent crime problem. Would you agree?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't perceived.
And what happened? The governor, along with Aaliyah, the county, various government agencies came together, and they've made a very positive impact on the decrease of crime in Montgomery. Would you agree?
Seems to have worked.
Okay, so if this law was to pass, then that would allow the city of Montgomery and other agencies to bring more resources into Montgomery and into Huntsville to address staffing issues. I mean, there's only so much Montgomery can do.
Well, the only problem, and I do agree to this extent, once the elephant gets its trunk underneath your tent, it's connected to the rest of the body.
Absolutely.
So, do we really want to have the state? Because to me, that's just like having the UN come to the United States and run our military.
Well, that's a big difference between comparison of the UN versus the state entity.
But it's an outside entity that does not have any personal knowledge of the environment or the people.
You don't think? Okay. Montgomery County is the seat of the state government. Would you agree?
Well, I mean, that's what I don't have to agree.
And the governor lives here in this county.
Yeah.
And you have many other Senate, state Senate, and state representatives living in the Tri-County area.
Mm-hmm.
All of the elected officials come to Montgomery County during the legislative season. And so there's a lot of knowledge going on what's in Montgomery, good things and bad things. But again, we cannot deny that what happened over the past 12 and 18 months with the various agencies coming into Montgomery and drastically reducing either the actual crime or the perception of violent crime, it's been a good thing. And so it's like your previous caller said, they had 5 years to address the hiring issues. I remind you, Kevin, 12, 15 years ago, I ran for the Montgomery County City Council. There were 454 police officers on MPD's force at that time. Talking to a police officer just 2 or 3 months ago, you have approximately 200 police officers on the force as of today. 50% reduction. That's not a good thing. And so anything and everything that MPD can do to get more police officers hired, that's a positive. Would you not agree?
Well, I would agree. But again, though, it does matter, I think, how it's done. Again, I don't want a state takeover. If we can get the job done, again, that to me, that's like the UN coming over here telling us how to police our city, and the state of Alabama coming over here, telling us how to police the city. I think there ought to be a.
How long has Mayor Reed been the mayor?
I don't know, what, 5, 6 years, something like that. I don't know. It's been a minute.
So has the staffing in MPD gotten better over 5 or 6 years, or worse?
Well, that I
worse.
Can't. Well, that
worse.
But I can't
we
say.
We have fewer police officers today than the day he was elected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not getting better.
Well, I think since the George,
it's not getting better.
Yeah, but a lot of it started during George Floyd incident. Okay,
doesn't matter.
And then
you've
in
been
Montgomery,
there 5
we had
6 years, Kevin.
Yeah.
5 and 6 years.
But he can't change the culture.
It's worse.
He can't change the culture of what people think about police just because you happen to be the mayor.
Then how the freaking long will it take? Does it take Mayor Reed 25 years to get it done?
Again, I
mean, how long is it going to take?
Well,
he is the mayor.
Yeah, he is the mayor.
If he can't get the job done, he can't get the job done pertaining to MPD. And that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any other thing. He's done a great job with the finances of the city. He's done a great job in bringing businesses into the city. Mm-hmm. So he's done a lot of good things, and I'm not taking those away from him. But what I am saying is he is the chief executive officer of MPD, mm-hmm. because he's the CEO of Montgomery, mm-hmm. and he has failed as the CEO of MPD. I mean, that's reality.
Well, I since I don't know much about running the police department, I really can't say it's a failure. I will say that we need more police officers. We certainly do.
And the agency, MPD, again, they got 5 years to get it together.
Right. And
Added
5
to
years
his
ought to be able
previous
to
5 years. So in 10 years, if he still ain't got the job done, then the state would become involved. Would you agree after 10 years? If it's still the same situation, it needs to be taken over.
I mean, obviously, if we're in the same, in 5 years from now, if we're in the same position, if I'm still alive, and we're in the same position, then obviously something's wrong.
And that's what the law is saying. It would take an additional 5 years once the law is passed. So Mayor Reed will have been mayor for 10 plus years, and it's still no better. I mean, look at it that way.
All right,
that
but I got
being taken over.
All right, hey, got to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 3 minutes or so. I have to have my. You got to go get my glass of milk. I'm thirsty. Y'all get me. Let me see. When you bringing Todd up for? Anyway, so we will be back in a few moments. So y'all hang loose. We'll be right back.
Thankful for life and the love we share. Thank you, Lord, for the journey we take, for the dreams that soar, and the paths we make in this symphony of life. I find my place, thankful forever for your endless grace.
Okay, we are back. Good morning, everybody. Hope everything's going well. He had several senior advisors with public safety backgrounds. I did chocolate milk or white milk. Hey, got to have a little bit of both. Okay, a little bit of both. I have to have. Take your medicine while you're at it. I did take it. Yeah. Anyway, good morning to all of you guys. Well, listen, I want, first of all, let me thank Kenyatta for calling in, because I've been trying to get him for a couple of years. Another call here. Good morning, Simply Days. What's up?
Well, just calling back in the last hour. You know, Representative Kenyatta, he is a true politician through and through. You know, a good politician is one, you know they're lying, but you want to believe them anyway because they sound so good. But
well, I ain't gonna say he was lying.
I just wonder when he goes on Roscoe's show or any of those other shows, does he take calls? And do they screen the calls and only get the ones that want to agree with him? Because, see, when you get to be a politician, you get to control things, and right. When you're not controlling things, then it makes you feel uncomfortable. And when you have to take tough calls from the citizens, the average joker, it may make you uncomfortable because it's not a softball question. So that I would ask him, does he take calls on other shows? But anyway, let me take you down memory lane, a little bit of history. I had just gone to work with the police department when Emory Farmer came on. And he met with the whole police department at 3 different times for 3 different shifts. And I remember him saying things are about to change. We're going to go in a new direction. And if you can't get on board, you need to get gone. We're not going to have lazy police officers. We're going to be fighting crime. We're going to be aggressive. And we're going to control the streets of Montgomery.
Sound like a
people left. People left. They left, Mayor.
Yeah, well, they didn't need to be here.
Guys, all they wanted to do was ride around in the car and hang out in 7-Elevens or convenience stores and drink coffee and not just respond to calls, write reports. That's all they wanted to do. And they were set in their ways. Well, he changed that attitude. And you saw people falling from the vine. The dead wood got moved out. And he put his people in charge, young guys that he wanted to be carrying the load, pushing the troops. And Mayor Reed could do the same thing. He could do the same exact thing. But the city of Austin, Texas, was going through the same situation. They were defunding, and Mayor Reed didn't defund, he just depoliced. But they were defunding their police department. And the governor stepped in and said, oh, no, this is where the legislature meets. This is where the people of Texas come to do their business. And they're going to be safe here. Whether you want to do it or not, we'll bring in the state police. And it got their attention. The changes were made. Crime started reducing when they brought in Aaliyah. But the Mayor Reed has come on your show. He's come on other shows. And behind closed doors, he said he wants to privatize the police department, just like he's going to go to Louisiana and get the people to do. He wants to privatize. He wants less police officers. In 200.
But what would be the rationale? Because I never heard him say that. What would be the rationale of having less police officers in a city that's on the precipice of growing? We get more businesses around here, so there are going to be people moving into Montgomery. What would be the logic behind having less?
Well, it's a social, it is a way of thinking.
But I never heard him say that. Now, I've never heard him say he wanted less police officers. So I don't know.
He said on another show when the number was brought up.
Okay.
And you and the caller previous brought up the number about 500, and that was the number when I retired in 2010. But he said on another show that 300, somewhere between around 300 is the number. So we'll never hit 500 again. That number's gone in his mind. So we'll never hit that. So when you say 300, you're actually saying 250 somewhere in there during the trip.
At two police officers per every 1,000 people, and we are a city of just rounded off 200,000.
Well, it comes above that during the daytime when all the people come in from other different counties but Huntsville, it's the same way. What's happened in Huntsville is Huntsville has spread out. You've got Madison, you've got all these different communities all around Huntsville that are drawing their police officers off their ranks. And Huntsville's doing having the same issue. Same thing in Mobile, same thing in Birmingham, all these bedroom communities. But you graduated what, 9? I think the number was 9 the other day. They graduated at the ceremony. But you're losing 5 or 6 or 7 to nutrition, either through leaving or retiring. So you're never gaining any headway.
And again, my good friend Marcel said the mayor pretty much didn't say anything about privatizing the police department.
No, he actions speak louder than words. Actions speak. He's hiring a group out of Louisiana. He's sending them $1 million.
I thought they canceled it. They're talking about canceling that.
Oh, I didn't hear they were canceling it.
Yeah, they were canceling it. It was in the newspaper the other day. They're going to cancel it. Now, whether they actually do it or not, we'll see. But it does.
Well, maybe somebody had some sense and did a financial audit of those jokers down there. But he loves those folks in Louisiana for some reason. But anyway, if you send the message out in the right way, he would get officers to come here. And they don't have to be from Montgomery. They don't have to be from the county. They don't have to be from the state. He can get good, able, willing bodies to come here from other states. Offering the kind of money he's offering, that shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Mayor.
All right. Appreciate it. Again, I've never ran a police department or a city. So the only thing I ran was a boat unit one time. So I don't really know. Well, not the whole boat unit, my department on it anyway, the galley. So I don't know. But it said, if the bill would fix the issue, why wait 5 years to do so? So you come in and help us in 2031. Doesn't really look like doesn't really look like they know how to solve the issue either. Watch the meeting so you can give accurate information. Well, what information did I give that was wrong? Somebody said, can the mayor lower gasoline prices? Probably not. Okay. But watch what meeting so you can give accurate. I watch some meetings. And not only that, I think if I give it wrong, you guys are going to call and correct me anyway. So we good. Okay, let me see. Can the mayor lower? No, I don't think the mayor can lower gasoline prices. I think they can do that. All right, then. Moving right along to other things. SB 298 will require Class 3 municipalities to maintain at least 2 full-time law enforcement officers for every 1,000 people. So if Montgomery has, let me get my calculator here right quick. So if Montgomery has, where's my calculator here? Let me see. CAL. Okay, so if Montgomery has 200,000 people, just to round it off, round off the figure. Okay, 200,000 divided by 2. Wow. Which means they will have to have. It gotta be more than that. It just went out. Okay, it just went out. So if the okay, so we got 100,000. We got how you do this math thing? Where's my son? He's the one that's good at the math thing here. Okay, so you clear that. So if you divide 2 divided by 200,000. That can't be the right way either. That says 1. Okay, never mind. Somebody help me out here. Okay. So if we got 200,000 people in Montgomery, and there should be one police officer for every 1,000 people. Okay, wait, I'm doing something wrong. Okay. So if you take, okay, let me see. If you take 200,000 and divide it by, we're paying to, on the city open data website, it says we are paying 272 officers. Not sure if it's accurate. Okay, so if you take 200,000 people, divide it by 2. Oh, well, I don't know how to put that equation in the computer. I'm using my phone here. Okay, so okay, wait a minute. Okay, I got to get this right. I know I ain't been out of school that long. You got 200,000 people. Okay, you divide that by 2. Divide it by 2 officers. Okay, equals. Okay. I know it ain't no. Yeah, I know it's not 200. It's got to be. Nah. Oh, wait. Hey, let me just ask Siri. Hey, Siri, what is 200,000 divided by 2? Well, I got that already. 100. Okay, that's got to be wrong. Well, that's actually no. That's what it would be. It'd be yeah. Okay, I must be putting the equation in there wrong. I'll figure that out later on. Okay, so if I got 200,000 people times, somebody help me. Y'all are math people out there. Oh, multiply 400. Oh, 400 officers. Okay, so I got you. You know, that's right. 200,000. Okay, times 2 equals. Okay. Got you, brother. Appreciate that. Okay. 400. Okay, right on. I don't know. My mind was getting shot there. So we to be at full staff according to this law, Senate Bill 298 that has to go through the House now. We need 400 officers. Right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I said divided. Yeah, I was all wrong. Appreciate that, Ala Marie. That's time. Yeah, divided. Okay, then. So we need 400. So to have a full complement of officers in the city of Montgomery, according to Senate Bill 298, we need 400 officers on duty all the time. 400 officers attached to the state. Okay, which doesn't seem, it doesn't seem that big a deal. I mean, we ought to be able to get 400 people at the money we paying. Staffing requirement and do not meet. Okay, keep moving on. Oh, here's one too. We actually have truck drivers in Montgomery from other countries that can't read our signs. How in the world can you be a truck driver? And they make it against the law now. And they'll put you in jail. How in the world can you possibly drive in the United States without being able to read our signs? That's a dangerous situation right there. That's dangerous. Okay, we're not at 200,000. What are we at, John? If we're not, I thought, yeah, aren't we at 200,000 officers? I mean, 200,000 people, and doesn't that include the police jurisdiction? Not just the city of Montgomery, but doesn't that include the police jurisdiction also? Nah, I think so. We'll see. Anyway, I appreciate that, the Greg. Okay, and again, though, I will say one thing: the Senate, even though I'm not necessarily opposed to it, to not allow debate on the bill, though, is un-American. It's un-American. Okay, we live in a country where freedom of speech is a big deal, and let these people debate the bill. Okay, so don't just sit there and see. And that's why but again, that's why people sometimes don't like the Republican. That's why black folks don't like the Republican Party sometimes. Listen to both sides and then make your mind up. So the Democrats should have had an opportunity to voice their opinion about this bill. So, no, sir, our numbers are under 200,000. Well, Well, I just did that as a round figure. So, in other words, we need 400 police officers or more. Okay, because you gotta. And what if somebody gets sick that day, something like that? Anyway, and I still say they don't fight enough. I don't care what anybody says. I still say it. I think they can fight it better. Legislative Alabama, Section 1. Each Class 3 municipality shall maintain a minimum ratio of two full-time law enforcement officers for every 1,000 residents of the municipality. Okay? And it's determined by the 2020 federal DeCento census, whatever the case may be. Municipality does not meet the requirements of subsection A, October 1st, 2026, shall be granted an initial grace period of 5 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we can't get it done in 5 years, you know, yeah, it may be time for a change then. if you can't get us 400 police officers in 5 years, well, it may be time for a rooter and a tutor, because it may be time to just go someplace else. It may be time for different. Not that I ain't saying it, but 5 years. You got 5 years to get 400 police officers. I think we ought to be able to do that. What's going on, man? Pretty good. Oh, hold, wait a minute, I forgot. I had to restart myself. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure people can hear the brother here because my bad. I keep forgetting to put my thing back on there when we. Okay, then. Now, you were saying
Yes.
the bill is not a good idea.
The bill is not a good idea because the state is not designed to work inside the community where community police is required. Now, I can remember when I was working in law enforcement, I was over almost 30 years ago, Kevin. The state troopers would have to pretty much patrol 2 or 3 different counties, the state highways. So they don't have the manpower to do that, nor, I mean, they have the capability and jurisdiction because they're law enforcement, but they don't have the manpower. They're not built for that. They're built to work accidents, highway traffic control, and give citations and so forth and escorts, but they're not built to community police. I can remember there were times that I had to work some of their accidents and all because they were 2 or 3 counties over. So there's no way in the world they're going to be able to make up the difference. It's a defeating purpose to do that. And then also, one thing about community policing is that you are working in the community that you actually police, right? A state trooper can work in another county and not be familiar with the county that they're actually working. Are we together, Kevin?
Yeah.
So, law enforcement officers, pretty much most of them work in the very county or city that they're patrolling. So it's going to be a cluster. It's going to be a cluster.
Well, and again, I was mentioning that it's kind of like bringing the UN into Montgomery to police our citizens with no familiarity with where they are. So
exactly, man. Because I recall working their accidents and sometimes even working their accidents with them. And then sometimes they would come and back us up when we were, occasionally somebody would hit livestock or what have you, and we would have to clean that up. We would have to work it, and then they would provide traffic control for us. So we worked hand in hand together. But, that was 30 years ago, and I was working for an agency that allowed us to work together. But working with the city's a totally different animal. totally different animal, Kevin.
Hmm.
So it's going to be a cluster. It's not.
Well,
gonna be
we got
good.
5
And the
years.
reason why-
And again, they gave him 5 years to.
Right, but Kevin, the reason why they don't want them to speak about it because they're going to make sense when they counter the argument. That's the reason why they don't even want them to even.
I think
protest it.
right, and I think hey, appreciate your call. I gotta go. I think the remedy, if what Kenyatta said this morning is true, which I have no reason to doubt him, the remedy then is come to the people that you represent and let them call their representative, the speaker. Let them call those people. At some point, we gotta do things a little differently. Instead of just sit down and talk about they won't let us do this and they won't let us do that. Well, they work for the people. Get the people involved with what the message that you're trying to get out, because we know the difference between right and wrong. We know what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. I'm saying, so stop with the excuses, stop with the whining. Then if you can't get it done, then how about talk to the people you work for? See if we can help get it done. Okay? I'm just saying, everybody's got a cell phone nowadays. Have them call everybody, go to your website, put everything, and then you can send out a message to everybody. Do this, do that, whatever the case may be. But we kind of tired of the excuses because there's too many of them. Well, look at Arlington Cemetery. The thousands of people who lay there to rest, who gave their last measure of who they were to protect this country. So enough with the excuses about this. It's too many of them. Then try a different ploy. That's why we're paying y'all all that money every year to work 3 months out of a year. You got a whole year now to come up with a plan to beat their plan. Stop whining. Please, stop whining. Get it done. Now with that, I must go right now because I got a place to go. Got to go on Hagler Show today to educate people in TV land. Okay, now that's what I'll be doing today. So I'll be doing that. And we on, what we on? 11 to 12? 11 to 12 on the CW? That's where we're going to be. The CW, 11 to 12. Tune in and watch me baffle the world with my brilliance. Okay? Now, y'all listen to me. Y'all be in a better place. Anyway, I got to go.